arrested the man who they say stabbed a 6-year-old boy to death, but they say they're still trying to figure out why it happened.
Lots of excitement here in Frankfort for Inauguration Day. Coming up, we'll take you to the parade.
While the inaugural worship service is a tradition, it has special meaning for Governor Matt Bevin. We'll explain coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
And good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey. There's a change of command in Frankfort. Matt Bevin is the new governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And there's a whole day of events planned to celebrate his inauguration. Our Bill Bryant is at the state capitol in Frankfort now to begin our special coverage. Bill, certainly a lot of sunshine, a pretty day in Frankfort.
A beautiful day, and as the Kentucky song goes, the sun shines bright on our old Kentucky home, and we've heard several versions of that today. And you may be overhearing one right now as they're doing the sound checks for this afternoon's public swearing-in ceremony. But at the stroke of midnight this morning, Matt Bevin became the 62nd governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky by taking the oath of office in a somewhat private ceremony here at the Capitol. This afternoon, he will be sworn in public, make a speech, give some clues about where he wants to take Kentucky in the 4 years ahead. That will be here on the Capitol grounds. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has a preview of the celebration today, which is expected to draw 2,000 or 3,000 people.
About 2,000 to 3,000 people are expected to fill these seats behind me on the steps in front of the Kentucky Capitol as Governor Bevin and Janine Hampton, his lieutenant governor, take their ceremonial oaths of office this afternoon. Now, last night, Bevin and Hampton took their oaths of office at the midnight hour in a private ceremony. It was history in the making because Hampton is the first African-American to be elected to statewide public office. Bevin made a few remarks to the crowd gathered in the Capitol Rotunda during that private ceremony. He says it is a tremendous honor to be chosen as the tip of the spear for the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
I would challenge each of you, please, in the days, the weeks, and the months ahead, continue to be as excited as you are now, as bold as you are now. Pray as hard as you have prayed to this point. We need your prayers. The Commonwealth needs your prayers.
Bevin will have a much longer address here this afternoon, likely to address many of the issues he stood for during his campaign, stating that he believes Kentucky wants a change in direction and a bend toward more conservative values. We'll, of course, have a lot more later today, but for now, in Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. And once again, the swearing-in ceremony will begin promptly at 2 o'clock this afternoon on the steps of the state capitol. A parade was held this morning. It is just wrapping up. It was in, of course, Governor Bevin's honor along the streets of Frankfort. And even his good friend, actor Jon Voight, was on hand for the festivities and rode a convertible in the parade. There was also a time of remembrance to pay tribute to some fallen first responders and to the U.S. military. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live now to continue our special team coverage, and here she is with an update
Bill,
on the
as you
parade.
mentioned, lots of excitement out here in Frankfort. A day full of celebrating Kentucky's new governor and lieutenant governor. The parade, as you mentioned, just wrapped up within the past few minutes here behind me in front of the state capitol. Folks lined up early this morning to get their spot to see Governor Matt Bevin in the inaugural parade. Excitement grew as the new governor made his way down the route, stopping to shake hands and take pictures along the way. Now, honoring our veterans was the theme of Bevin's inaugural parade, with Dakota Meyer serving as the Grand Marshal. Family members of other heroes, including fallen Richmond officer Daniel Ellis, Trooper Joseph Ponder, and Jessamine County paramedic John Mackey, were all also on hand for the parade. Today is a chance to be part of history out here, seeing something that only happens every 4 years. Many out at the parade say it is a celebration of our state and to welcome Bevin's leadership to the Capitol.
As a Democrat, I support him for governor. I think we needed a good change, and I believe we're going to get a good one. I think he'll be good for the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Now, that parade, as we mentioned, did just wrap up. Something really neat to end out that parade. Hundreds of veterans walked in that ending of the parade up Capitol Avenue here to what they're called the receiving stage, where Governor Bevin was. Governor Bevin then addressed all of those veterans and thanked them for their service. For now, live in Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. And once again, the swearing-in ceremony will begin promptly at 2 o'clock this afternoon on the steps of the state capitol. Hillary, thank you very much. And it was an interesting parade and a lot of fun with lots of, as we said, different versions of My Old Kentucky Home, some of that interspersed with some Christmas music as well. And a religious tradition was held this morning to start the day off in Frankfort ahead of the parade. Governor Bevin invited the public to join him for an inaugural worship service. It was so large that they moved it from a church where it has normally been held in the Frankfort community over to the Frankfort Convention Center. WKYT's Mark Barber takes us inside that ceremony. Mark?
While today's inauguration is following tradition, mixing religion in with the day's ceremonies, pastors at this morning's inaugural worship service say it truly was a worship service, not just an inaugural activity.
I think it puts the entire inauguration in the proper context. God being the head of our lives has to be the head of all that we do, including starting this new government in Kentucky.
In the months leading up to his election as governor, Matt Bevin encouraged voters to vote their values. For him, those values stem from his Christian faith.
He is unquestionably, openly, confessionally a man of deep faith, specifically of faith in Jesus Christ.
That faith was celebrated by hundreds of people who turned the Frankfort Convention Center into a church. Groups sang praise and worship songs, and pastors read Bible verses.
Since the Lord is in charge of all, we should be giving him the glory first, right? That's why we're here.
While the morning was focused on worship, there were some heavier moments when a pastor who officiated the funeral for Bevin's oldest daughter after she died in a car crash read one of the prayers that she wrote in her journal. It gives you an idea about the faith that she shared with her father, and we'll have more on that coming up at 12:30. In Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, and once again, Governor Bevin had planned to break tradition and hold the service in a Southern Baptist church outside of downtown Frankfort, but because the crowd was so large, the inaugural committee decided this morning they'd move things over to the convention center. And so a lot of folks obviously were there, as we saw in that report. We will be having live coverage now of Bevin's actual swearing in, where he will be giving his speech. Also, there will be the speech by Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton, the first African-American elected to statewide office in Kentucky. She as well will be sworn in. This is coming up at 2 o'clock, and we'll be bringing you that live on the CW Lexington. We'll also be streaming it live on WKYT.com and in the WKYT News app. So it's a beautiful day for the inauguration, Barbara, right now going on, and the day has been wonderful so far with the church service this morning, the inaugural parade that has been very successful. Some folks getting some lunch, others, as you heard a little bit ago, testing out the microphones and getting ready for some more beautiful music and those words from the governor this afternoon.
And certainly, Bill, that public swearing in is not the end of the day. It could be a late night for our new governor. As the parties will continue, there will be the grand ball and everything else, the grand march. Well, the investigation continues this midday into the brutal death of a 6-year-old Central Kentucky boy. Versailles police say Logan Tipton was stabbed to death during a home invasion early yesterday. Ronald Exantus of Indianapolis is being held on a $1 million bond, charged with murder and burglary. WKYT's Sean Moody has reaction from police about this heartbreaking case.
Police here say this is just mind-boggling. They say they believe they know who killed Logan Tipton, but they can't answer the question of why. They can't find any connection at all between the suspect and the family. Police arrested Ronald Exantus pretty quickly yesterday after they say Logan's father subdued him inside the house. Ever since, they've been trying to figure out what led up to the 6-year-old being stabbed to death. Police say Exantus is originally from Florida but was living in Indianapolis. They can't find any criminal history, and they can't find any connection to Kentucky. They're working with authorities in Indiana to try to learn more.
See if we can find anything that would give us some reasoning of why Mr. Exantus would come to Versailles, Kentucky, and do this heinous crime. It's kind of mind-boggling, puzzling.
A vigil last night here in Woodford County brought out hundreds of people, and the GoFundMe page for the family has already reached nearly $30,000. In Woodford County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. And if you'd like to help, you can also make donations at Kentucky Bank in Versailles. We're seeing a mix of sun and clouds in the bluegrass today with temperatures in the 50s, but will it seem even warmer with the conditions as we head through the work week? I think we're going to have a good answer here. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, it starts today. I mean, we're seeing 50s outside already. We'll be in the mid 50s, maybe even touching 57, 58 degrees in a couple of spots back west, but virtually everybody in the 50s already. It's a good looking day in store, and it feels great too. We reached the afternoon right around 56 degrees, just a very pleasant day. Now, Barb, you were talking about us getting a little bit warmer as we stretch off through the work week, and we do. We even see the 60s. I'll show you that in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. If you're looking for somebody to love, how about Harlan native Jordan Smith? The Voice coaches showed their love after his amazing performance during the semifinals. Wow, it was fitting that his performance was the last one of the night because, as you can see, it was a showstopper. The field will be cut from 9 to 4 tonight when we'll find out if Jordan makes it through to the finals. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump isn't backing away from a controversial proposal involving Muslims in America. We'll have reaction to his plan next on Kentucky's #1 Midday News. And also ahead, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have revealed the name of their new baby boy, and this time it's not a direction. Find out about the unique name coming up on WKYT News at noon.